Rolling. Madam, one, two, three, and action.
Yenna oye, Danish Sait, ready to spill tea on film companions. Okay, listen, I'm a Bangalore girl. I'm a big fan of everything you do. On the show today, I want to chat about your film on Amazon Prime Video, French Biriyani, that's out this Friday. I want to chat about the incredible lockdown. Yeah, I want to chat about the incredible lockdown videos you've been making and the second installment of Humble Politician, which I am so excited about.
But I am excited about all of it as well. You know, I'm like a child at a candy store. The thing is, for me, I feel like I've just not outgrown my childhood. And everything that I love doing, I'm just doing right now. And it's amazing, right? I mean, whether it monetarily makes a difference to me or not, I don't care. And that's why I have a business manager, because I make horrible business and money decisions. But when it comes to work, I just want to have fun, yeah. There's too much seriousness in the world in any which case. You know, I feel like even before the pandemic, we've had a pandemic of seriousness.
No, but that's what I want to ask you about. You know, we did on Instagram like the start of the lockdown, but now nearly on rough count, 100 lockdown videos later, Danish, have you figured out what it is that's behind your absolute virality?
To be honest, I can't put a finger on it. I can't. There are videos that I've done and I've thought will really fly, and they haven't. There are videos that I've put up and people have lapped those on. All I know is discipline is extremely important in terms of putting content out there. You just have to keep working. You just do what you're good at. Just keep doing it and putting it out there. The rest will be handled. The thing that has come down to today for me is, did I have fun doing something? Did I laugh while doing it myself? Did I enjoy the process of putting it together? Did I make good friends? That's about it. Because anything and everything else in this business or in this profession, especially when you put content out there, I feel like the audience takes it and makes it whatever it becomes.
Right. The other thing that I've realized about your video, which probably really helped you in this lockdown situation, is how low maintenance your videos are. I have seen you use everything from a banana to a tissue box to a paintbrush to God knows what else to create content.
I have a fish.
Karnataka mein allowed ma sheik bolo to kai ko hiding.
It's actually my cat's toy. It had catnip in it, but he wasn't too interested, so I started using it instead. I have a mustache for Ramurthy Aure.
My favorite.
He has a gun. Okay. I have a Skeletor. Okay. I have He-Man.
So are you getting this stuff keeping content in mind, or is this shit you're finding around the house?
I'm just finding shit at home. I'm literally just finding shit at home. I have a mic. Okay. I have Kurka sunglasses. Yeah. I have a paintbrush. I have a toilet roll. I have a tennis ball. I use my cat's food bowl sometimes as a phone. I use a room freshener sometimes. This is the tissue box that Charles uses.
Yes.
Hey, now that's the one. This is the glue with which I stick Ramurthy Aure's mustache. Okay. These are the different caps. Okay. Then there is Babe's hair and Jaya's, veil. And the other Muslim lady's veil, this is. Okay. This is Didi's hair, which is a white bag.
How did you think that a white bag could become Didi's hair?
I don't know. I just wanted something which was long, and I found a white bag, so I just put it on my head. As simple as that.
Incredible.
This is that Chacha's beard, right? Chacha's beard. It just goes up like that. Look, I actually cut this myself, you know. I actually cut this. I made this hole myself. See, I made this hole myself. So this is actually the shopping bag. This is the handle that you get, right? These are the two handles that you get, right? And then I cut this so that it can fit my ears.
Listen, Danish, what is the biggest myth about your life and your job that you'd like to bust?
There are no myths really, yeah.
So it is one big party. It's what the world looks at it as.
Yeah, it is that. It is quite a right. Because I'm happy. I'm generally a happy person. I don't have what do you say? I don't have too many problems. The problems that I've had, I've been vocal about them, like mental health issues. I've been vocal about it. I did go through depression. I do still fight anxiety. I still take my medication at night. That's my little support system. I visit my therapist. That's my support system. But that's about it. I mean, I really have no myths in that sense because everything that I do, I'm very grateful for every opportunity that I get. Today, when I put up a video, 5 lakh people laugh looking at it. When I put up a video today, 8 lakh people consume it, 10 lakh people consume it. I didn't think of any of this. And now that I'm here and I have so much happening, I'd be extremely ungrateful or just unfair if I said, I'm not happy or I have stuff to complain about. I shouldn't have, and I don't.
Nice. The last time we spoke, you told me about how the people that you use as sounding boards include your sister, a bar owner nearby, and your fitness trainer. Is this really quick to keeping your stuff like really real and relatable?
Yeah. My sister really helps. Like, I'll give you an example. I recently put out a video where Didi visits Jaya's house.
Yeah.
Okay. And I ran it past my sister and I called her and I said, am I coming across very classist, very elitist? Because I don't want to come across that way because I'm not that person. And we had a long discussion about just that 1 minute content piece before I uploaded it.
But all of this is, like you said, you didn't want to come across as classist. These are all like big conversations that you have. Like, where do you draw the line on what you will not do in the name of being funny?
Yeah, you're right. These are conversations that I have because I feel like, especially with comedy, you have one job, right? To make people laugh. Right? You have one job. Is it a difficult job? Yes, it is. But can you sometimes cross the line and hurt people around you and anger them? Definitely, yes. My line of control for me is it acceptable to my mom, to my sister, to my friends? Okay. Because we're all extremely compassionate. We're all extremely empathetic. We're all extremely aware of somebody else's sentiments, be it religion, be it, so many other things, right? Like there might be 100 things that I say at home, but I will not let that cross my house and go outside.
Right. I know you don't talk about your process much and you don't make a big deal about it, but truly I'm curious about the Danish Sait process. There are a bunch of people who see the stuff you put out and want to do what you do. Where do phrases like Tulsi Kudka and Ram Murthy Aure, which is my favorite, where did these guys come from?
It's just real people. You step outside the house and you drive around, go outside a local bar, you'll find a lot of drunk people outside who just at it, right? They're just going on. And it's not just here. This is a norm that is across countries and big cities. If you go to Australia, you have these people sitting on the side of the road going, hey, back off, Mike. You don't know what they're saying. They're just sitting down on the side. You go to UK, you have drunk people. You go to, America, you have drunk people, right? And I just feel like it's observation. And then you bring it back. And I feel like the one thing that I've done ever since I've been a child is create imaginary characters. And then to see all of these people being spoken about, like yesterday's video of Antakshari, when I said Bevarsi sir, people are like, that's the greatest oxymoron ever because you can't call someone Bevarsi and sir in the same sentence. But it just happened. I don't know. It just happened.
I watched that video 3 times only to listen to Bevarsi sir.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. Great. That's fun. Yeah. So I'm saying, I can't put a finger to the process besides the fact that these are people and situations that I've grown up around, I've seen, I've observed, and I've always seen it with a very different view as compared to the way it is. Like if you, every family Antakshari ever,
Mayini,
or
my.
every time, every single time, it starts with M and that's where it goes all the time. It is invariably a song from Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge or Yamma Yamma from Shan,
Yes.
right? It's always that. And it's fun to kind of put it all together, piece it, and then say, all right, let's do something with it. Or Tambola and Housey. I think it's the most politically incorrect game show we have in this country. They're just rattling off shit like two fat ladies, 8 and 8, 88. Why are they fat? Why can't they be fat men? Why can't it be fat pigeons? Why can't it be fat, I don't know, bundles of money? Why is it only 1 and 8, perfect age for someone's marriage? And why?
I swear.
And all of us have been through this shit. We've sat down there, we've all laughed, we've all gone with the flow, and none of us have ever looked at it going, one second, mate. I mean, he's saying politically incorrect shit. Why aren't we stopping him? Right?
Well, someone's got to call out the bullshit. You talked about stepping outside the door and meeting people who then become fodder for your content. But what happens when you start getting famous enough to not be able to step out and actually have people be real with you?
So, I'll tell you, Sneha, I believe that you're either Michael Jackson or you're trying.
Oh, dialogue.
Okay? No, I'm being very honest about this because for me, Michael Jackson is the single greatest superstar to ever walk the face of planet Earth. Everybody else is just trying. Okay? And I don't think someone like me will ever be popular enough to be known to 1 billion people in this country. And that's what just keeps it very real for me. The fact that I can still go out and do my own thing and come back. And honestly telling you, the city that I live in, I'm a city boy. For them, I walk. Like just day before yesterday. I was walking right outside my house, like literally just up the road and coming back with a cabin fever sitting at home. And somebody is passing by and they literally just, hey, Danish, nice videos. And I was like, thank you, sir. And we moved on. We continued walking, and I feel like there's so many people and it would be wrong for me to live in a bubble where I think, oh, I'm going to be so popular. How do I step out? Will people be the same?
But the last time we spoke, you said something that really stayed with me. When I mentioned your fans, you said they're not fans, they're stakeholders in my success. I want to know more about that.
I fortunately came about a time when the internet entertainment was really picking up. And today when I share a content piece or if I do something with a brand, I charge money. But these guys give me their digital space for absolutely free. And all they want in return is laughter, which is why I say they're stakeholders in my career. And I do believe that and I will continue to believe that because I feel like the era of fans, it's not blind faith. They'll call out my bullshit immediately. They're just not going to go to, theater or they're not going to go to Instagram and Facebook and watch a video and have nothing to say about it. Which makes me very real because there is no illusion between them and me. My problems and their problems are the same.
But is that why when you've been doing branded content, you've been constantly like trolling yourself for being a sellout? Why do you do that? Like, don't you feel like the people who watch you realize that you also have bills to pay?
Yeah, they do. But it's okay for me to call myself a sellout. I'm at least being honest about it because I'll give you an example, Sneha. I sat down with the people at Amazon Prime literally 3 days ago and we were having a discussion about marketing this film. All right. And they were telling me to do stuff like, why don't you, throw up a challenge and ask your fans to do it? Why don't you talk to them about what it's like to do this film? They're the very typical actor-y things. And I'm like, that's not going to fly, man, because with me, content sells content. I do snackable stuff to sell a full meal. I do a full meal to sell another full meal. So to be honest with you, when I look at this whole space of being, an actor or a film star, it doesn't fly with me as a concept.
But that brings me to the fact that you have this Friday a film up for release on Amazon Prime,
Yeah, I
Biryani,
do.
and you
Yeah,
also have the second installment of Humble Politician Nagraj. I'm curious to know, was this
yeah,
really the dream, Danish, to see characters that you brought to life suddenly
yeah.
become larger than life filmy avatars?
Yeah, it was. Because if you know my heroes, you know why there's this certain trajectory or path that I'm walking on. Seth MacFarlane and Sacha Baron Cohen. I love both of them. Like, I swear to God, like a psycho stalker, I've sent Sasha so many messages saying, please respond. I've tagged him on Twitter. I've tagged him on Instagram, but he's never responded. And I really hope and pray someday he looks at my stuff and goes, all right, I'm really proud of this young boy. You know, I really hope that happens, right? I love Seth MacFarlane because of Family Guy. Um, and look at what they've done with characters. Look at what Sasha did with an Ali G, right? He took an Ali G out of a news channel, made it a full-fledged interview show, did Who is America with so many characters. Look at what Seth MacFarlane did with Family Guy, just voices turning into like such bigger characters and, you know, such a part of pop culture. So I feel like for me, that was always, I wouldn't say a dream, it eventually became a dream because I was doing these voices, and what do you do with them? Like I don't. What else do you do with them? I can do these videos, I can do these prank calls, but it's also natural progression to say, all right, let me now take them to a universe and see how the others respond to a bigger scale, right? So, so bringing Asghar to life, for example, a lot of people saw the trailer and went, why did he have this voice, which is, hello, assalamu alaikum, sir, myself Asghar. A lot of them said, why doesn't he have this voice versus, sir, मैं Asghar बात कर रहा हूँ, you know, and I had to explain to them saying, you know, if I did the other voice, which is the shriller voice, it'd be very hard to pull through an entire film with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dubbing would be difficult, and honestly, you don't know if a voice like that would really please someone's ears
For
for
such a
1 hour
long
50 minutes. Yeah.
time.
So there are a
Yeah.
bunch of things that you factor in, and I think that's where working with a good director comes in, because then, you know, like working with Panna, for example, it was almost like being at a family event and performing for your family. Because Panna just threw me in the front, literally, and said, all right, give me some options of voices. And I did like, I don't know how many different voices, and he's like, okay, we stick with this. And then
Nice.
I recorded it, and then I just stuck with it, and then we did the whole film. So yeah, today when I look at it, I feel like I have my own little Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Because of the number of characters I have, I can do a full-fledged film on Devarsi Kurka, I can do a full-fledged film on Ramurthy Aure, on Jaya, on Didi, on that couple that's always up for action. You know, I can do so many things and never run out of content, and that's great, right?
I would pay good money to watch all of these guys. Finally, I want to ask you, if you could be in lockdown with one of these many characters that you've created, who would you pick, and what would a day in your life, once you give us a conversation?
Actually, none of them. I
What?
wouldn't want to be with any of them. I'll tell you why. Because they're all so strange. They're all so wavy. And I think I'm too straight. You know, like I would be able to handle it for like 5-10 minutes, and then I'd be like, this bugger off now, let me be. Um, I feel like they're great to be with for a moment. Like sometimes I'm laughing myself when I'm doing these characters. I'm laughing myself because I'm like, this Ramurthy Aure is such an idiot. You know, like I say that myself. You know, like I'm like, oh, Didi is such a pain, because Didi is just such a pain. No, Jaya as well. I'm saying I don't think I'd like to be with any of them during the lockdown, but because you know there's a difference in, you know, in comedy especially, right? There's something called a wavy, and then there's a straight person.
Uh-huh.
Comedy punches through only then on video, right? In a film, for example, you need to have one wavy character and one straight character. So the comedy plays off this person, and I feel like I'm too straight for a wavy person to survive around me for too long, because at one point I start calling out the bullshit, right? So I like them for that little time I spend with them or as them, and then I move on to the next thing.
I love it. I love the science behind the comedy that you make look so easy on screen. Just keep
No, there
being.
is science to it. There is science to it. In fact, I went to school when I studied comedy at UCB. They tell us there's science to comedy.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is, to the layman, it just looks like you're having a complete blast, and I want it to be the truth. Thank you so much for chatting with me. All the best for your big release, and I'll
Thank
catch
you.
you.
Please watch it. Please watch it and let me know what you think about it. For everybody who's going to be watching this interview, I am telling you in advance, listen to me carefully. And I'm looking at my camera when I'm saying this. This is a fun film. It is not going to change your life. Just watch it, laugh, and have fun. Full stop. Thank you, Sneha. हेलो दीदी, हेलो भैया, मेरा नाम जया। आप सब लोग ये फिल्म कंपेनियन को सब्सक्राइब सब बहुत लंबा वर्ड है, नहीं बोलने को होता। करो, इधर अच्छा पूरा देता है ये लोग। वो फिल्म्स के बारे में, मेरे को फिल्म्स बहुत पसंद। थैंक यू दीदी, थैंक यू।